A woman struggled for years to get pregnant, tried everything, then one unexpected method helped balance her hormones and improved her chances. This video promised to show how women can improve fertility and hormone health, and this is exactly where the story begins. But here is the twist: the method sounds simple, almost unbelievable, yet science is now proving it works. Because what you are about to learn could change how you think about fertility, and the next detail explains why. Let's start with something many people do not expect. A technique that has existed for thousands of years is now being studied in modern science, and the results are surprising. That method is acupuncture. For a long time, people saw acupuncture as alternative or even doubtful. But today, strong research from major institutions is showing that it can support fertility in both women and men. This is no longer just tradition. It is backed by clinical studies. So how does it work? Acupuncture involves placing very thin needles at specific points on the body. These points are not random. They connect to pathways that link different organs. When these points are stimulated, signals travel through the nervous system and influence how the body functions. In the case of fertility, this stimulation can help regulate hormones. Hormones control the menstrual cycle, ovulation, and many other processes needed for pregnancy. If these hormones are out of balance, it becomes harder for the body to function properly. Acupuncture helps bring these hormone levels into a more stable range. For example, it can support the proper timing of hormones during the menstrual cycle. This includes helping key hormones rise and fall at the right moments. Another important effect is improved blood flow. Healthy blood flow to the reproductive organs is essential. It supports the ovaries, helps eggs develop properly, and prepares the body for pregnancy. When circulation improves, the entire system works better. Now think about this. Fertility is not just one factor. It is a combination of timing, hormone balance, and physical health. Acupuncture works on multiple levels at once. But hormone balance is only part of the story. Because the next factor shows how the body's physical systems also play a role, and why small improvements can make a big difference. She believed balanced hormones would solve everything. Then one unexpected detail changed the entire picture: how internal pathways shape fertility in ways most people never consider. Inside the body, timing alone is not enough. Movement matters. The egg must travel through delicate structures with precision. The uterus must be prepared at the right moment. Each step depends on coordination. If even one part slows down or becomes restricted, the entire process can struggle. That is where physical pathways come into focus. These pathways are not something you can see or feel directly, yet they play a major role. Tissues, circulation, and subtle signals all guide how things move inside. When these systems are working well, everything flows smoothly. When they are not, even a healthy cycle may not lead to success. Acupuncture has been explored as a way to support this hidden side of the process. Instead of focusing only on hormone levels, it targets how the body functions as a whole. By stimulating specific points, it may help improve circulation and reduce tension in key areas. This can support the natural movement required for reproduction. It sounds small, but small shifts inside the body can create real differences. Better flow, less resistance, more coordination. And those changes can influence outcomes more than most people expect. But just when it seems like you understand the full picture, another factor quietly steps in, and it affects everything. If you are still here, take a second and subscribe, because what comes next is something many people completely miss. Now let's talk about stress. Stress is not just a feeling. It is a physical response that changes how your body behaves. When stress rises, the body releases chemicals designed for survival, not reproduction. These signals can interfere with hormone balance, disrupt cycles, and even affect ovulation. In simple terms, the body shifts priorities. Instead of preparing for pregnancy, it focuses on dealing with pressure. That shift can reduce the chances of success without you even realizing it. This is where support methods like acupuncture show another layer of benefit. By helping the body enter a calmer state, it may lower stress signals and allow normal processes to return. When the body relaxes, hormone systems can function more effectively. Cycles become more stable. Conditions become more favorable. And this is the moment where everything connects. Hormones guide timing. Blood flow supports function. Pathways allow movement. Stress influences all of them. Each piece depends on the others. When one improves, the rest can follow. When one struggles, it can pull everything else down. But here is something even more surprising. This process is not only about women. Because on the other side, equally important changes are happening. And what affects male fertility might change the way you think about this entire topic. He assumed fertility was only about his partner. Then tests showed his own health was part of the problem. That is when he discovered something unexpected. Acupuncture can also improve male fertility. Research shows that it can increase sperm quality, volume, and movement. These factors are critical for successful fertilization. One key reason is temperature regulation. The reproductive organs must stay at the right temperature for sperm to develop properly. Acupuncture helps improve blood flow and nerve signals in these areas, supporting better conditions. It also affects hormone levels in men. Instead of adding external hormones, acupuncture helps the body produce its own. This natural process supports healthy testosterone levels and improves overall reproductive function. Now think about the bigger picture. Fertility is not just about one person. It is a shared system. When both partners improve their health, the chances of success increase significantly. At this stage, the evidence becomes clear. This method works through multiple systems: hormonal, physical, and neurological. But here is the real question. What should you do with this information? Because knowing something powerful means nothing if it does not lead to action. You now understand something most people miss completely. Fertility is not only about age or chance. It reflects how well your entire body is working together. When systems are out of sync, results suffer. When they align, the body becomes more capable and prepared. Think about what that really means. Hormones need to stay in balance so cycles remain regular and predictable. Blood flow must reach key organs to support healthy function. Stress has to stay under control, because high stress can quietly disrupt everything. Physical pathways inside the body also need to remain open and efficient so processes can happen smoothly. When all of these factors work together, the body creates a stronger foundation for pregnancy. This is where supportive tools come in. Acupuncture is one option that many people now include in their routine. It works alongside medical care, not as a replacement. Some use it to help regulate hormones. Others use it to reduce stress or improve circulation. The benefit comes from supporting multiple systems at the same time. But here is something important to understand. No single session will change everything overnight. Real progress comes from consistency. When support is repeated over time, the body begins to adjust. Small improvements build on each other. Over weeks and months, those changes can become meaningful. Now pause for a moment and think about everything you have learned so far. Your body is not broken. It is responsive. It reacts to what you do daily. When you give it better inputs, it begins to function better. That means even small changes, better habits, reduced stress, improved routines, can create noticeable results over time. Yet most people never reach that point. Because they stop at understanding. They gather information. They agree with it. Then they continue living the same way. Days pass. Nothing changes. And they wonder why results never come. The truth is simple. Nothing improves without action. The people who see progress are not always the smartest or the most informed. They are the ones who start. They try different approaches. They stay patient. They keep going even when results are slow. And something powerful happens when they do. The body begins to respond. Hormone patterns become more stable. Stress levels start to drop. Energy improves. Systems begin working together instead of against each other. These changes may feel small at first, but they grow stronger with time. That is how real progress happens. Not in one big moment, but through steady steps. So the question is not what you know anymore. The question is what you will do next. Because once you begin, even with small actions, you set a new process in motion. And step by step, your chances improve. Your body adapts. And your path forward becomes clearer. There is one thing I did not mention earlier. The way you support your body today shapes your future chances. Watch the next video now. It shows more science-backed ways to improve fertility naturally. Your body is always adapting. Make your next step count.